Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Christopher.
Beer goggles on.
Beer goggles activate.
I'm already one in, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm drinking water, so hey.
Yeah, Shark's the dork this time.
Water goggles.
Usually, I'm the one. I'm the one drinking like water or tea or something lame.
Well, you know, a little H2O from the Niagara region of the country. So something little different for me this time. But hey, it's all good.
We'll just pretend it's vodka. It's fine.
Exactly.
Maybe it is. He's just trying to keep us calm.
Well, next time we'll get the SoCo in here. You guys will be more than wrecked.
All right.
What do you got?
I am drinking Andromeda IPA from Intergalactic Brewing.
Andromeda.
Because we're going to talk about Star Wars.
Ah, you thought this through.
Yeah, I'm all themed up over here.
I haven't thought this through. I'm drinking an Angry Orchard that's been sitting in the fridge here in the studio for like 3 months.
Yeah, Angry Orchard, that's for the Revenant
Well, actually,
show that we do. Yeah.
Actually, my water is melted from the ice planet Hoth. So that's that's what I'm drinking today.
That's expensive stuff.
It cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, the delivery, the shipping on that is just...
only the best for shark, guys. Only the best for shark.
And Chris is not here because he didn't make it off the exploding planet, unfortunately.
Yeah, he didn't make it, but you know what? He'll be in the sequel, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll come back as a blue ghost for the next episode.
Blue Ghost.
So we're talking Star Wars. So you know, let's
Did anybody see it? Oh wait, everybody saw it.
Everybody on the planet.
Yeah, is it safe to assume that, you know, spoiler alerts are not a big deal at this point? We're 3 weeks?
If you haven't seen Star Wars by this point, you don't really want to, and you don't care about the spoilers. So
yeah, Captain Kirk dies in the first half.
Exactly.
Poor Kirk.
Yeah,
he tries so
didn't
hard.
see it coming.
So just so you guys out there know, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to hear the spoilers, then turn off your radio for a little while.
Yeah.
But here we go.
So
what? What overall did you guys think about the film?
I thought it was really fun. I had a couple of issues with it that we could get into a little bit later, but overall it was fun. And
now keeping in mind that there probably has not been this much anticipation for a film ever. I can't think of a time when people were like waiting and then.
What was
the last Star Wars movie?
Yeah,
probably.
Since the last Star Wars movie.
Episode 1, like
episode 1.
Right.
That was
with people some people camped out like 5 days before, which is probably the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. But
people were doing that for this movie. It's
they were.
Yeah. It's
grown-ups.
Like you can buy tickets beforehand, guys. What are you doing?
Exactly. How much money has it made at this point? Several billion?
More than God, I think, at this point.
Absolutely. So, like Paul, the movie, to me, it was fun, okay? But it was a scene-for-scene ripoff of the original Star Wars, of A New Hope. I mean, completely. I mean, right down from even the way they structured it. You know how in A New Hope, when you first see Darth Vader, well, it was kind of the same way here with Kylo Ren, who is the new Darth Vader. So, right down to Princess Leia putting a message in R2. Well, in this one, the pilot is putting a message in BB-8 or whatever the hell it is. So
when it was secret plans hidden in a droid at the beginning, I'm like, oh no.
Exactly. And so when you sit down and at least me, when I sat down and watched this film, I was like, okay, wow, that's a pretty good callback to the original, you know. And then you see the next scene, well, that's a pretty good callback to the original too. And then you're like, hey, wait a minute, they're doing the whole movie. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
which is fine, because there's been Star Wars ripoffs before, and we'll get to that actually, but they did it, and they're passing it off as a new film, and to me, it's just not really a new film.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with it is like it's trying to swing the pendulum way too far in the other direction, because after everyone had so many issues with
prequels.
the prequels,
right.
Which definitely went off the rails in some respects, but to its credit, it was very imaginative, and there was a bunch of new stuff that they were trying, whereas it just felt like it was playing it safe at every point. Like,
right.
Which is my biggest beef too. It's
patronizing.
It is a super safe way to do Star Wars, but it was good.
Very safe way to do it, and my problem with that is, J.J. Abrams has clout in Hollywood to do whatever the hell he wants. So
I don't know under the dark side of the Disney claw, though. I don't know.
Well, and that was my other thing, because what they did was they copied the first movie and then added the Disney tinge to it. Mm-hmm. It's a Disney movie, and like in Star Wars, for me personally, all the little jokes, all the little one-liners and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm watching Aladdin. I'm watching The Lion King right now, because they don't do one-liners. In Star Wars, the comic relief pretty much was Han Solo. He was the one with the one-liners and the rakish, anti-hero. That's what he was. But now everybody's doing one-liners.
It's like overkill.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, please, enough already. You suck, JJ.
I was. I liked the movie. I mean, it was safe, but I went in with pretty low expectations, just because I've been. I mean, I've
heard before.
I've been burnt out on. I've been burnt out on Star Wars for a long time. I just feel like not even just the movies. I just feel like you fucking step outside and Star Wars is going to consume you. It's just the commercialism side of it or whatever. Like when you go buy oranges, fucking BB-8's on it. It's just like.
They did promotions with everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's worse than Minions.
Yeah, I don't know what Taco Bell has to do with Star Wars. I really don't. And that promotions with everything, and that's fine. Make your money, but
I don't know.
But don't let it creep into the film itself.
Yeah, but I don't know. That just kind of soured me on the brand, I guess, of Star Wars.
Right.
But and also J.J. Abrams, not really a huge fan of most of his movies, I gotta say.
Me either, because in he's doing the Star Trek films.
His first Star Trek one was okay. It didn't feel like Star Trek, but it was an okay film.
It was fun.
It was okay, but see he is damn close to being like Michael Bay almost.
He's like Michael Bay and Spielberg.
Yeah, his movies are real formulaic, and like you can tell. Like they don't even have to tell you whose film it is, and you can go, "This is a J.J. Abrams movie," and so, but you're not supposed to do that with Star Wars. It's a whole different thing. And for me, I would really like, Star Wars is the whole franchise is tailor made to be more like a diehard crazy samurai film. With Star Wars to me should have an R rating, but it's not. But they're not going to do that because they have to get children in to see it. But if you think about it, Star Wars, the people that go to see Star Wars and are adults, you're taking your children because kids don't know anything about it. They're
but this is a chance for them to fall in love with it, though.
Exactly,
like how we did when we were kids.
And that's the thing. So that's what the filmmakers are thinking. They're like, we need, you parents are already going to come see it. You guys already love Star Wars. We want your children to love Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna aim this towards them, so we can have them for the next 20 years.
Shark's like, fuck the kids, man.
Yeah.
Give me my dark Star Wars.
I need a real dark, like the way
heads chopped off,
like the way Christopher Nolan took Batman and made it dark. It's like, yes, let's do that. That's what I want.
You want to see Chewbacca bleed?
Chewbacca should bleed.
Kylo Ren should have that deep Batman voice.
Okay, and so let's take Kylo Ren. Okay, I had a huge problem with most of the acting in this movie.
Oh, I really love the acting in this.
I thought it was terrible.
Really?
I thought it was like you said, it was like the first movie, like A New Hope, but with people who can act.
Maybe I guess maybe it's not so much the acting as what they had to work with. But, okay, so let's take Finn, who was John Boyega, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All he did was whine and cry and run through the whole movie.
Yeah.
He looked like he was in a horror film. He was scared to death.
I didn't like that dude either.
Yeah, he's scared to death through the whole film.
I love that guy.
Okay.
I was on board with him, but all right.
And with him, so he supposedly was trained as a stormtrooper since birth.
Yeah.
Why is it that he didn't know how to fight? Like he didn't know how to do anything. He was just scared of everything. Like if he's a stormtrooper, so you're a trained military killer, but you're afraid of everything. Like, and you don't know how to do anything. I was like, that's.
You talking about the first planet battle thing we see?
Yeah, where he's just running around, and I guess it's.
I think he was like over it at that point. Like he was done with. I mean, who knows what his? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Another issue kind of with this movie is like.
I think that may have been like his first battle too.
Oh wait, really?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel
because he's a young kid. It seemed like that was kind of like his first conflict, and he's like, "Oh, they're like killing innocent people. I'm not cool with this."
And then I guess the one stormtrooper was like his brother that died, which was I was like,
that little moment that they had.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is a bit much. Okay,
but I actually like that in the beginning, where you actually take a stormtrooper and develop their character, as opposed to just having them be these empty, just like bow, just.
Did they stop being clones? I guess there's probably some explanation for that.
I guess they're not. Yeah, I guess they're not clones anymore. Yeah. So now.
Good for the Empire opening up to diversity.
Yeah. Well, everything is about race these days, so you have to.
They must have gotten sued by somebody.
I thoroughly enjoyed Daisy Ridley.
She was amazing.
She was really good. Best thing in the movie, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Aside from the fact that she's absolutely gorgeous, that was cool too. Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody just mail it in more than Harrison Ford. He's
been phoning it in for like 20 years.
He phoned it in so much, but I mean,
you see him in Ender's Game, man. He's fucking terrible.
Oh yeah,
and that's the thing. Like with all these parts, he's like, I'm Harrison Ford. I don't really have to do this shit anymore. And especially because I think he's been real vocal about the fact that he's not so crazy about the whole Star Wars thing.
Oh, he thought Han should have died back in the third movie,
and I'm pretty sure. Spoiler alert. Han Solo dies in this movie, or at least so we think.
Very predictably.
Yeah, he dies in this movie.
Yeah, that was another big beef I had. That
you saw it coming a mile away.
Well,
the
scene is telegraphed for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
he's marching to his death. The whole.
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be a callback to like when Vader tells Luke that I'm your father.
Yeah.
Like the scene's kind of similar to that.
Yeah,
but that came out of nowhere, and this is like, all right. We know what's going to happen,
right?
And now we have to wait 5
and that's
7 minutes for
the problem. Really, with a lot of this stuff is when the originals came out, it was so new and for everyone. Like you've never seen anything like that before. Like blew everybody's mind. Now it's kind of hard to do it.
Yeah,
and you're also. I don't know about you guys, but I was also waiting for a really good lightsaber battle, which they did not have, and so that brings another thing to mind. So, oh my God, Kylo Ren, played by
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Yeah. So he has 2 lightsaber battles in this film.
Well, he had one against that console. He won that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He went abstract.
Beat the shit out of that console.
Beat the shit out of the console. But so he had one with Finn.
Mm-hmm.
And he had one with Rey. Okay, that's her name, right? Rey?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Neither one of them have ever used a lightsaber before. Why was he having so many problems with it? He's supposed to be like this.
He's only been training
Jedi master.
He's only been training on consoles that don't fight back. I don't think he was that great either.
Right. He got so used to fighting the console.
This is a thing that I hate in movies, like in all movies. It's like so you have soldiers. When you have like say a Rambo film, okay, so you have Rambo against 100 soldiers and none of them can shoot.
Yeah.
None of them can shoot, and then like you have like some martial arts person, and then any old person off the street comes in and gets in a fight with him, and it's a fight that lasts for 5 minutes. It's like I don't get it. If you're this highly trained killer, why are you having so much problems fighting the milkman?
Yeah. Well. with Rey, she's a Jedi.
I believe the Force awakened inside her.
Yes. So that one is understandable, but why?
Well, I mean, they kind of established she's a fighter when on the desert planet when she's got her little stick thing and she fights off all those other guys.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
she's a badass.
She does have fighting skills,
take care of herself.
And he's a trained. Yeah, what you said.
I kind of liked everything about her. I liked her story. You know, I think she played her part uncommonly well.
Also, Kylo Ren was injured too during that fight. He got shot, so he was not at 100%.
He's true. Didn't he remind you a lot of Hayden Christensen's version of Darth Vader, the spoiled kid?
He worships Darth Vader, so it kind of makes sense.
I actually thought that was kind of cool that he like worships Vader, but he's nowhere near as big a badass as Vader.
No,
he throws tantrums and he destroys consoles and like he just does not have that.
I think he's struggling with his identity. Like he's struggling to be this. To be in the dark side, like he's tempted by the light side, which I thought was kind of like a cool twist. Right,
and that's that's why I think he gets so emotional. Is that he's not completely dead inside the way Vader is,
and that's true. And I think that was the only kind of twist in the film too, where like in all the other ones, all the Jedi were, you know, struggling to stay away from the dark side. Mm-hmm. He is. It's like he's born to be on the right side of the Force, but he's trying to go to the dark side. Yeah. It's almost like the dark side is rejecting him because
there was the one cool part about where Solo dies is that part where you see him kind of like, you know, for a minute he like kind of vacillates. He's struggling
a little bit of heart,
and you can see him make the decision, and the sun goes out and everything gets dark.
That was eye rolling, but like with this. It's like, the son dies, and also the other son died inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, were you guys?
It's called poetry, bro.
You know, one of the biggest things for Star Wars for people like us who aren't children and are aware of the whole series and everything is the nostalgia effect of the whole thing. And for me, the biggest part of that was seeing the Millennium Falcon when it was like stuck in the sand or something like that. Like,
don't take that; it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Though, so the Millennium Falcon
learned
was
how
on
to fly that
junkie.
thing really fucking quick.
Yeah,
I think, but they needed more kind of backstory. Like you didn't So first, she just immediately knew how to fly the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I wondered. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the backstory is on all these characters because we didn't really get anything on any of them.
We didn't get anything on any of them, and so where were Chewie and Han Solo all this time? Did they say like
I
where
think
they had been?
They went back to smuggling and kind of looking for the Falcon.
Yeah, like
after time.
After they lost their son, like he went back to his old ways. I think is what
him and Chewie had a son.
Yep.
I did like the way after.
Alf. So
I think
I can see the resemblance.
My favorite part of the movie was that after Han Solo got killed, Chewie went ape shit and started killing everybody. that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was the best part of the movie to me. But he just went nuts. I do not, and I will never like BB-8. It's
adorable, man.
I'm so sick of the cutesy.
You didn't like the lighter? The thumbs up lighter?
Yeah.
The thumbs up lighter? Come on. That was adorable.
The little cutesy stuff is just like enough already. We already have R2.
But R2 died of a broken heart.
Yeah. And I like the way he's looking at R2 like a father or something. I'm like, here we go again. This is the Disney aspect. Why don't they put little Mickey Mouse ears on them? They might as well have done that.
They sell a shit ton of BB-8.
They already have.
Yeah.
They have.
Actually, I've seen the toy. The toy itself is pretty cool.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it'd be cool to have, but I don't want to do a film with it. So,
yeah, I don't really have any. Yeah, BB-8, whatever.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
I kind of like when Rey kind of started tripping when she goes down to where the lightsabers kind of calls her down to the basement, and she just has this like fucked up vision.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
That was a good scene.
Yeah, there was a couple ones I liked. I liked the mind battle between Rey and Kylo, like when he's trying to probe her mind and. and then it doesn't work. She's like, you'll never be Darth Vader or whatever. I thought that was a cool scene. And then he has his little tantrum, and the stormtroopers like stop and they turn around.
They turn around, yeah.
Actually,
I like that
the
joke.
tantrum.
I thought that joke was pretty
the
good.
tantrums are all awesome. I loved all of those.
Now, there were times during this movie where, so I'll talk about my experience in going to see it. There were 8,000 children in the theater when I went and saw this, and the kids sitting next to me were with their parents, and mine was just like yours.
Oh, please
Eric,
tell me you hit them.
Well, I wanted to so bad because you know how you
Shark
get
smash.
you pre-purchase your seat.
Right.
You know, it's assigned seating.
It's the only way to watch movies, kids.
Yeah,
listening.
and well, the parents with these kids, and I think they were grandparents that took the kids to the movie.
Oh.
They couldn't sit in the same place, so the parents were sitting up front, and then the kids were sitting in back.
No, you put the kids in front so you can keep an eye on them.
Well, yeah, and which is what you would think. And they allowed these kids to bring toys to the theater.
Oh, fuck.
So the two kids sat in the same seat and they played with each other with these toys, and they kept getting up and running around to the front with their parents, and they were sitting right next to me, and they talked through the whole movie, and I was like leaning
No
over.
wonder you hate this movie.
Yeah, and every time like the mother turned around, I was looking at her like, could you shut these little held children up, please? Like or take them outside, like something. So that of course did not add to my experience. And
no, I give this movie a B, but now I give it a C just based on your experience.
Exactly,
it brings it down a notch.
That's really JJ's fault.
Yeah,
it's all JJ's fault.
Should have made it R, kept the kids out of it.
And I saw it in La Jolla, at the La Jolla 12, where you're able to buy beer and and all that, and you know it's really comfortable seating. I was sitting there, and
it was giving you free beer if you have that many kids around you.
And it was
that should be a policy.
It was the middle of the day. That's why I was like, middle of the day, nice cold beer, a little popcorn, maybe a hot dog. Me and Star Wars is going to be all good.
Was this like how long after release is this? Was this like
winter
break? So they're probably not in school.
They weren't in school yet. Yeah, they weren't in school. It was like 2 weeks.
So it just wasn't like a bunch of shitty parents.
Well, and that's I went to the first showing, which was at like 11:30 in the morning. So I figured.
You're kind of asking for it a little bit.
Well,
actually, I thought that would be best.
Yeah, I thought I had it.
Not if you want to avoid kids.
I gotta say, Sunday morning 10:30 is the best time to watch a movie. By the way,
Absolutely.
Not if you're trying to avoid kids.
There's none. They're doing whatever. Sunday school. Or something.
Actually happened to see it opening night, and some tickets fell in my lap that it was completely unexpected.
Wow.
It was cool. I saw it in 3D, but like I was kind of had like the crappy seats all the way. I was all the way up front and to the side, so the 3D was a little bit kind of iffy from that angle. I would have actually prefer to not have.
I would pay extra to never see a movie in 3D again.
3D gives me a headache.
3D is the worst.
The only cool thing about 3D is like before the film, you know, when they're telling you it's going to be 3D and all the stuff that's coming out, you're like, yeah, that looks kind of cool. Now let's get to the movie.
Was there any good 3D moments in it?
Oh, in that one?
Like in Star Wars? Like, is there any?
Nothing that I could have done without, not have done without. Like, and
when she holds out the lightsaber, was it like in the?
Yeah.
No. Like, honestly, it annoyed me.
Have Daisy Ridley get nude in 3D. Then
but maybe, like, if I was like in a good spot, like in the center of the theater, like towards the back up front, maybe it would have been cooler. But where I was sitting, it was just. I don't know. It was weird.
For me, the most wasted person in the film was Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. She didn't act. She reacted. She was just kind of there. And
she had a very small part.
She had a very small part, and
small part sending Solo to his death.
Yeah, sending Solo to his death. But we also don't.
Well, she didn't like him. Who knows?
I guess, yeah.
So where was the story? Where was the story on why her and Han Solo were not together? Like they're just not together.
Yeah, I think a lot of what makes or breaks this movie is like backstory, and I assume we're going to learn that going forward. So like,
who the hell is Maz Kanata? Like the little alien that owned the pub.
Oh, the grandma with the big eyes.
Yeah, with the eyeballs.
I think she's the Yoda of this movie.
Is that the Yoda?
Well,
yeah,
she's like the I don't know, the wise bartender person that you go talk to.
So she's Sam Malone.
Yeah. She's Sam Malone.
Yeah,
in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, and so that was the obligatory pub scene. This
you gotta have a cantina, man.
You gotta have a cantina, with the band playing and everything. But I was like, okay, explain this character, and I get the fact that Han Solo knows her because he's a smuggler and she knows him, and they've smuggled together. Maybe she's a pirate or something like that. But no backstory on her. Why doesn't she have like?
I'm kind of okay with that.
Doesn't she have like telekinesis or something? She can read people's minds or
Well, she's like this shit will mean something, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely pass it off as lazy writing.
Definitely, because pretty much they're like, listen,
or like, oh, that's another movie we can make you pay for. That
exactly.
Backstory. There we go. Because we're getting a Star Wars movie every year for the rest of our lives.
We're going to tease you with this one so we can make a quick $2 billion, and then we're going to get you back for another $2 billion, and we'll tell you half of that story.
This thing's a fucking franchise. I mean, it's
going to go on forever. But I think what I would wish is that if they're going to do so many of them, maybe they should break off from the story. There's like...
I think they're doing that.
Is that what they're going to do?
The main trilogy, there's one every other year, and in between those is like one-off stories.
Then that's awesome. That's awesome.
And the one-off stories are far more intriguing than whatever the main story is.
And maybe they should make the one-off stories a little more hardcore, a little more dark.
That'd be awesome. I would love a day in the life of a smuggler movie. That'd be awesome.
Well, smuggler.
Another Chewie Christmas special.
Yeah, I would like to see some like martial arts Jedi stuff, like Shaolin.
All right, that's the end of our first half. We'll be right back in a few short minutes and round off the rest of this thing.
See ya.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Besides the hard work of our incredible WS Radio staff that has decades of experience in the broadcast industry, one of the reasons WS Radio sounds so good is we use Orban technology. We are not alone. Over 50,000 professional broadcasters can't be wrong. From radio, TV, streaming to hardware and software, Orban has been supplying the broadcast industry for nearly 30 years. Great customer service and continued R&D separates Orban from the rest. Learn more at Orban.com.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the coaches training program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Rekt Reviews. Movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Christopher.
And we're back.
Welcome back. So check it out for you guys out there listening. If you guys would like to call in and put your 2 cents in about Star Wars, the number to call is 866-977-2346, extension number 1, right here with the Rekt Review. We're talking about Star Wars, so if you want to be a part of that, jump on in.
Intergalactic tolls may apply.
So we were in the break. We were talking about
Finn,
about Finn, the character Finn. I
Bunch
think
of fucking haters, man.
I think he was a
Guys are
complete
racist.
throwaway character.
Shark's racist.
I'm very
Shark's
racist.
very racist.
I'm very racist. I don't like anybody. what was the point? What was the point of having him in the movie?
It was honestly not. I think it's like
He's the only character with growth in this movie.
Well, he grows from
a pussy to a lesser pussy.
Oh yeah, to a puss to a lesser.
Hey, he
puss.
comes back. He steps off the ship. He's like, "All right, I'm ready to fight."
All right, here's my problem with him. They're kind of setting it up like he is Rey's maybe love interest. You're not sure if they're platonic or if there's something.
You got a girlfriend?
And at the end, she friend zones him
completely.
You know what I'm talking about?
Completely.
At the end, where he's lying unconscious, and she's like, "I'll see you again, old friend," or something.
You know what this movie shows?
What would you rather say? Like, "I'll see your penis again." Sometime?
Well, I think you're either, if you're gonna make like your male lead a black guy and his love interest a white girl in a Disney movie, it's a little bit scandalous. Go all in. Don't go in half-assed and then have him friend zone.
I think they want to develop this over 3 movies, is what I think.
Well, you know what
Perhaps.
this story shows, because the only reason that Finn stays along is so that he can save her. It's because his
feelings for her.
Because now he wants her. So what this movie shows you is, don't let your dick rule your life, because he was a scared little puss, and
that's a lifelong lesson we all.
That is a lifelong lesson. But he's like, "Oh, I gotta go save her because I love her." It's like, she doesn't love you.
Yeah.
She's in love with the Force. That was her whole thing. So
that's the whole lesson Han should have learned. Like, he listened to Leia, and that's what got him killed.
Han Solo for me is the best character in the whole Star Wars universe.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
always will. After Darth Vader.
Boring.
The Jedis are boring.
Stupid boring.
The Jedis are really, really boring.
Now, you said Solo was Harrison Ford was phoning it in this one, and
I liked him in
maybe
this.
that's true, and I did too. I think like it was interesting that he was very, very mellow as like a person who would kind of grow older.
There was a sadness to him, I thought.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
and they lost a son.
They lost a son.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't know. I thought it worked. It worked for me.
There was a sadness to him in this movie, and that just goes to show how good an actor Harrison Ford is, because there is no way he's sad with as much money he made on this film. Didn't he take like 10% of the back end or something like that, like of the overall?
I'm sure he's
something ridiculous.
I'm sure he
did break his leg or something.
I think I did like him in this.
I thought I was ready to hate him because I love Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford's made some of my all-time favorite movies, especially back in the 80s.
Harrison Ford's great.
He's been phoning it in for like 10, 15 years, though.
I think he's done with the whole acting thing. He just wants to be a old cranky gentleman
cranky
pilot.
old man.
Yeah, he just plays a cranky person.
Yeah,
He's a cranky person in real life.
He's a cranky person in real life. Yeah, he doesn't.
So he's not acting.
He doesn't
really
like many
cranky.
people, and
he's a cranky dude.
Yeah, but like I don't understand with Finn. Like I didn't. First of all, like I said, he just through the whole movie, all he did was run and be scared and say a few one-liners. But I don't understand why. Like, who wrote the story? Like, what was his point in being there? He was just like this.
He's
this
kind of like the audience.
Catalyst. He was like watching.
He's a little bit of the audience perspective, I think, because he's like the fish out of water. He's absorbing all this stuff as we are.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like his narrative.
And
at least for this one.
he was the only. The one thing that I will give him is like he was the only kind of new character, because so you have with the callbacks to the original film. So Rey is Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is Darth Vader. Okay, BB-8 is R2D2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you have Han Solo.
I think
and
Finn is maybe C-3PO.
Yeah, he was just as annoying. He was just as annoying, you know. So it was just a bit much with all those things kind of thrown in, and it's like you said, Eric. I think it was lazy writing and very lazy filmmaking. But I think, but the fact that it's a Star Wars film, I will actually go and see it again, and maybe get a different take on it. This time I will go when there aren't any kids that I might end up dangling from the mirror in my car. Yeah,
I gotta say, I thought visually it was pretty cool. Like
visually it was good. Yeah.
Visually, the sound was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This sounded like a Star Wars movie.
Not the CGI wasn't overdone the way it was in the
only
the last
CGI
three.
that bothered me was that whatever that stupid mouth tentacle thing was.
That was pretty stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Like whatever they were smuggling.
But that was really like a comedy scene.
Yeah, like I think it was supposed to call back to like when they were in the trash compactor in the first movie. Like what you remember that tentacle monster in the water?
Mm.
I think maybe that's what I took it as, but I hated most of what they were doing in that scene.
You know what I did like is the fact that they showed all the fight scenes, the aerial fight scenes. They were kind of done over land in this one instead of
really
out
cool.
in space.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
All that stuff is good. I wish I was the guy who got paid $1 million to come up with the idea to take the Death Star and like, what if we made it
bigger?
Planet?
Yeah,
it's like give me millions of dollars right now.
Bigger. Yeah, that was annoying too. That's another thing where you're basically making the same movie all over again.
And then
the Empire's out of ideas. Man.
The evil general.
Make the ship bigger.
This didn't work the last time.
How did they afford that?
Yeah,
like, the Empire broke up, and it's like 30 years later, and we can afford to make this
even
fucking
more shit.
laser planet thing.
I don't know.
And where do you hide a planet? Like nobody knew this thing was there. And I like the way they did make the callback. They're like, well, it's not the Death Star because this was the Death Star and this is much bigger.
Right. It's like, the stakes are that much higher.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Supreme Leader Snoke?
He's the Emperor,
whatever, man.
Where did he come from?
Who fucking knows? Like that shit we find out later.
He's Emperor Palpatine's brother.
Hello to
he was the one that was saying there's this guy. There's this guy. If you,
I guess he's like
telling Vader when he was young.
Yeah, he's like the Sith leader, Lord.
Oh, is it that guy that they talked about in Revenge?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad. That's disappointing.
You know what? I get the feeling that J.J. Abrams wasn't actually that big a Star Wars fan, like growing up. I think he's a sci-fi movie fan, but not really. Because I think he would have treated it a little better. And
it feels like a Star Wars movie. I wonder how much power he actually had.
Well, they took all George Lucas's power because he's pissed.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Disney's running the show. Like, I don't know. Like, if you look at Joss Whedon's, like, both Avengers movies, like, the quality drop between the first and the second one's huge.
Huge.
Is that when it got Disneyized? Or what happened?
I mean, things were starting to get Disneyized, but like, I mean, any Marvel movie now is just like, I just feel like
they suck.
Yeah, like I just feel like it's a snow pile just shoving shit down my throat now. Like, like this movie's only purpose is to like start these 7 other movies that are coming down the line.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, you can definitely see that with this one. we have zero backstories on any of all these characters, and like, oh, that's a movie each right there or something.
And I don't think I'm going to live to see the end of the Marvel movies. And they're tying them all in together. Like, so
luckily apathy will kick in way before then.
Well, it already has. Like just seeing the trailer for Civil War, Captain America. It's like I don't even want to see it. Yeah. It's like I don't even want to see it.
We'll probably all see it just for the show, but
most likely,
and so we can all shit on it.
You know what I'm looking forward to, and I guess the next Star Wars movie or the last one of the trilogy, whatever.
Slave bikini.
The what?
Slave bikini.
Sure. Yeah.
Except it's Finn wearing it this time.
I want the return of Mace Windu. That's what I want.
I want to see the showdown between Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker, where the badass line's going to be, "Luke, I am your nephew."
So, all right. So the original Star Wars movie is the hero's journey, and the prequels is the hero falling to the dark.
This is the same thing, but with a girl hero.
And so this story is. What, the slow turn from the dark to light?
Well,
because we already have the hero story. So Ren's story we've seen before,
right?
So I'm assuming it's gonna. The thing that's different is Kylo. He's kind of unsure. He's on unsure footing. So it seems like
maybe
that's going to be the big thing from this trilogy.
Maybe he'll go good at the end.
So,
of course he's going to go good.
You know how at the beginning of all Star Wars films they do the scroll up and it tells you what's been happening and why things are the way they are.
Changed.
Yeah, but so for all intent and purpose, the real last film, like the last part of this, is Return of the Jedi. Right. That's where.
That's where you leave off.
That's where you leave off. Yep. Where like Vader's dead, but he's
everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy and everything. So now it's 30 years later. What happened in between that time? Like so
apparently the Empire found funding.
Yeah. I mean, and so Luke
it's crowdfunding. I think is how they got back up. Now, it's the First Order. Is that it?
The First Order.
Yeah. It's the fucking Empire and it's the fucking Rebellion.
Well, here's
they
what
just have new names.
When I start putting my own thoughts to it, I was like, okay, so maybe Luke went off and tried to train all these people to be Jedi, and they all turned on him. And now, because obviously Kylo Ren has turned, right? So now maybe, but what's the First Order? Where the hell did they come from? Like out of nowhere, the Empire was destroyed.
Part of the universe. And slowly built themselves back. I don't know.
I think it's
I don't really
it's the
care,
Force.
To be honest,
it's the dark side of the Force will just take whatever situation it can and create another super evil empire out of it because that's what the dark side of the Force does.
As I understand it, the video game is much better than the movie.
Oh, is there a video game? I'm sure there's a video game.
There's a video game and it looks awesome. I haven't played it, but they say it's better than the movie. So,
we were talking about, of course, there's speculation everywhere that Ren is Luke's daughter.
Obviously. Duh.
Rey.
I'm Rey. Sorry.
Rey, yeah.
What did I say? What? That's like the least interesting thing you can do.
Right.
So I'm really... It very much looks that way, but I'm hoping that's just like a bait and switch sort of thing. And then the most interesting thing is she's another bloodline.
Right.
Like, let's get out of the fucking Skywalker family. It's like the Bush-Clinton thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't know. To me, it would be more interesting if she's actually Han and Leia's daughter.
Well, but you know what they could do, and since it is Disney, so if she's Luke's daughter, then Luke obviously has a wife somewhere. So they're probably going to do like a love story thing with him. Yeah,
then you got some weird backstory there that...
Yeah, exactly.
That seems very awkward, though.
Did you notice that Kylo Ren, when he was looking at the melted Darth Vader skull, he called him grandfather?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I...
I mean... We know he's Han and Leia's kid.
Yeah. So we now know he's Han. And I was so weirded out by that. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? How is that? And then I forgot that Leia. I completely forgot about that.
I think what Erik is looking for, the twist he's looking for, is that Rey is actually Solo's and Leia's daughter. That they finally... Oh, no, Luke and Leia's Before they found out they were siblings. Yeah, because there was a little incest thing in the beginning.
She is their inbred love child.
Yep, and that's why she's got double the Force. That's why she's able to.
Oh, then she's gonna be the baddest Jedi ever.
That's why she didn't have to bother learning anything.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I didn't like that scene either, so you get the idea that she's so enamored of all the stories because she's like all those stories, did they really happen? And Han Solo's like, yeah, they're all true. So she likes all that stuff, and then she kind of just on her own volition, she just figures out, she's like, I'm a Jedi, I'm part of the Force, and then she's like, how does she know to tell the guy, you will take off these chains or whatever the hell she told him? I was like,
I'm probably from the Legends.
I'm hoping they fucking explain some of that stuff.
Gotta be explained.
Well, no, I mean, if she was enamored with the Jedi, I'm sure that was stories that Jedi, they'll just tell you, these are not the droids you're looking for, and you listen to them. But she probably heard those.
But so how does a scavenger, basic, like, poor girl in the desert hear all the inner workings of it? You know what I mean? Like, because
it's probably Legends.
Legend.
Yeah, I mean, if
there's got to be an Obi-Wan walking around out there somewhere.
If you're just living to survive, I mean, you thrive on.
I'm sure in
fantasy stories.
In a civilization that advanced technologically, they have the internet. She could look it up.
Here's a. See, I guess you have to do what suspension of disbelief, because I tear apart every movie like this. But so my thing was, if the Millennium Falcon is out there in the middle of the desert, and she could hop in it at any time and just fly away, then why the fuck didn't she do that in the first place?
She was waiting for her family to come back to her.
Just jump in it, fly away, and sell it.
I'll say, if Luke is her dad, man,
Luke's an asshole.
He's like, yeah, I was on a desert planet, worked out well for me. Here you go.
Yeah,
like fucking shitty ass dad.
Like,
I think he's a. Are her and Kylo Ren about the same age, or is Ren a little older?
I think they're brother sister. Really? I really think they're like twin brother sisters.
So Luke just left her there, like, here, go get yourself some blue milk and shut the hell up, and then and relax. I was Aunt Beru.
You stay here. I'm gonna go get his dinner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Solo is Ren's
My father went out to get some blue milk and never came back.
I gotta go get my power converters. I'll see you later.
Amazing. So,
I think maybe like he probably ditches her because he's afraid the same thing will happen to her that happened to Ren. It's better than turning to the dark side of the Force.
Put her on a planet with like a fucking tree on it.
But if they're
those are the ones that get blown up by the Death Star.
He's got some connections, man.
Yeah, he's Luke.
He saved the galaxy. He can hook her up.
He's got a nice planet all to himself with trees and waterfalls and pretty things.
I'm pretty sure he was pissing in the ocean when they landed. I think he was there.
The Skywalkers and the Solos, it's like the Kardashians and the Jenners. That's who they are.
Enough already.
They're the jackasses of the galaxy, and just oh my god!
Everyone else has to.
I know, like that's what I want. What I want from Star Wars is a new fucking story. I would love to watch a Star Wars movie that doesn't have a damn Jedi in it.
I think what you said is going to be the good thing, though. The one-offs are going to be different.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
Those are going to be cool. Those are going to be cool. So, well, maybe. I know they have all different directors, or
and also, I mean, for those of us who are not J.J. Abrams fans, this is the only one he's doing.
Not a big fan.
So
he's not doing the next one?
He's not doing the next one.
Do you know who is?
I think it's the guy who did Looper. Did you see Looper?
Yeah.
It was kind of bad.
Yeah, it was kind of so-so.
I do know this. George Lucas has to be the happiest mad guy on the planet right now, because he sold the rights for what, like $4.4 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done it because you guys have screwed up my story.
He hated the movie.
He hated it.
He did.
He absolutely hated it.
He called Disney like white slavers.
Well, and
or something like that.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him have any input. I would think it's like, we would like to have your input, sir. Like Now that we've given you $4.4 billion, help us out.
We'll have your input, George. Here's a coloring book and some crayons. You get back to us later.
Sit in the corner and draw us a Jar Jar Binks if you would be so kind.
I think Finn is the Jar Jar Binks of this movie.
Finn is absolutely the Jar Jar Binks of this movie.
Just because Jar Jar was black doesn't
they're both black.
Finn is
they're both Jamaican.
Finn is a steppin', fetch it, runaway character. Feet don't fail me now character. That's what he runs through the whole movie. It's just like
Finn's cool.
It's like
so it's like racism disguised as
absolutely
as diversity, right?
Well, Walt Disney was a well-known racist and an anti-Semite, so
they're just staying true to form.
Yeah, they're just staying
Keep the
true to
tradition
form.
alive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, the formula's been working for him so far.
Listen, shed no tears for Disney. They are the evil empire. So
they are the dark side.
They are definitely the dark side, and they're taking over everything.
And they're honest about it. They'll be right out. Yeah,
they're very. So I have a question for you. Star Wars has been around for a long time, and there's been a lot of rip-offs of it. What would be your favorite rip-off of Star Wars? Of all those sci-fi movies out there. Mine would be Starship Commander, if you guys have never seen that.
I've not seen that.
Starship Commander it's the only way I can describe it is it's the exact same story. It's Star Wars, only the main character, whose name I can't remember at this time.
That's how much you like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a throwaway. He's Luke Skywalker, but he turns out to be the son of the good guy knight, not the bad guy. That's the only difference.
Just flip it around.
Yeah, they just flipped it around.
I guess The Matrix is a little bit like a ripoff of that too, where it's sort of like a Jedi thing, right?
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
Everyone, I think I'm the
Jedis
only
are
person.
fucking monks. I mean,
yeah, I think I'm the only person on the planet that didn't like The Matrix.
Really?
I hated The Matrix.
Oh my god!
I like the first one. The other ones are fucking terrible.
The first one was okay. But the other ones were ridiculous.
The thing that it was fucking bullet time. That was what was the cool thing.
The first.
I thought it was
the first 20 minutes of the movie. Awesome.
It's like the perfect teenager film. It's like, oh, this is deep, but it's not.
Yeah, I was like 19 when that came out. It was like perfect.
When are they going to stop putting? When are they going to stop putting Keanu Reeves in movies?
No.
When are they going to stop putting Keanu Reeves in movies? He's the worst actor to ever walk the planet.
Has he been? I haven't seen him in forever.
He hasn't been doing too much.
He's doing John Wick 2 now.
Oh, that's right.
John Wick was actually not.
I haven't seen that. I heard good things.
John Wick was,
but he's the.
It was all right. There's a lot of shooting people in the face.
He's terrible unless he's playing unless he's doing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. There's no need for Keanu.
Oh. We got to do Point Break at some point.
I heard God, I want to fucking see that movie.
I heard that got like 2% on Rotten Tomatoes or some shit like that.
I love watching terrible movies.
We got to watch that one.
I'm 100% down.
It's a sin that they remade that movie.
It's like with snowboarders, right? Instead of surfers.
Yeah, you can't. You can't remake that movie.
Oh, there's some terrible line in there about like they're doing these extreme stunts to like break our economy or something. There's like that's like the point of the movie. That's so awesome.
And you know what?
I want to watch that.
And the original Point Break is the absolute pinnacle of Keanu's bad acting. He should if they had a reverse Bizarro World Oscar.
He's in a Shakespeare movie too.
I thought Ronald Reagan was great in that one.
Yeah, it just like it was. I am an FBI agent, Johnny Utah. But then you have
just imagine him in Star Wars.
Oh God, wasn't he going to be?
I don't know.
They were
in Star Wars.
Well, like in the newer ones, he was supposed to be like the older or the young Darth Vader at first. But then,
he was supposed to be Anakin.
Yeah, he was supposed to be Anakin. But then somebody came to their senses and they were like, why don't you just kill us all now?
They found an even worse actor,
and much worse actor. Has that guy Hayden Christensen?
He's actually not bad. It's just George Lucas is a fucking terrible director. You should watch him in something else.
George Lucas is not a great director.
I mean, Natalie Portman is terrible in that, and she's won an Oscar.
I love Natalie Portman.
Yeah, she's great.
She's
but
awesome.
Man, she's bad in those movies.
Well, yeah.
So I don't really blame him. Like he's bad in it, but like I put a lot of that fault to George Lucas.
Did you notice how in the subsequent Star Wars movies, Anakin got older, but Natalie Portman's character didn't. She stayed the same age, and eventually they were like the same age.
And she was like flirting with a little child at one point.
Yeah, she's a pedophile.
That's fucking creepy.
She's a pedophile.
Yeah, that speaks a lot more to George Lucas' psyche than I want to know.
Well, guys, what are the in the short time we have here? What films are you looking forward to seeing?
This year?
This year,
Hail Caesar. That's my next big one.
Hail Caesar. Oh, with the
Coen brothers
and Clooney.
Yeah, I love the Coen brothers, man.
Coen brothers are awesome. What about you, Paul?
Can't think of anything. Maybe Hateful Eight. I've been kind of disappointed with the last couple of Tarantino movies.
I've seen Hateful Eight. It might be the best film of the year.
Do you guys want to do a best film podcast?
We should do a best film podcast. I myself am looking forward to Deadpool. An R-rated superhero movie is going to be the shit.
Nice.
Let's hope so.
All right, I guess that's it for us. You've been listening to WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in internet talk. This has been Rekt Reviews. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you've helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get to the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.